issues that affect them. The consequences become more dire when misleading information is deliberately crafted with an intent to deceive and pushed into the public space to unsuspecting, helpless citizenry. The media is one of the pillars of a free democratic society, and when people lose faith in such critical institutions, democracy is at risk and the society itself is gravely endangered. For media professionals, the implications are far-reaching, because whatever reduces the credibility of the message also erodes the integrity and moral authority of the messenger and his platform. And in a sense, this is also true for diplomats. If we want to remain credible and reliable, we have to make sure that the information we spread is accurate. And this is why the subject of this workshop, foreign information and manipulation of information, foreign interference, and manipulation of information, Fimi, is an essential one. Journalists are multipliers in the information value chain. They control what passes through the media channels into the public space. And so it is not surprising that they can also be frontline targets of Fimi. And this is for a good reason. Once the media is misinformed or disinformed, the entire society is at risk of being deceived. Now, technologies have made communication easier and faster, but their uncanny ability to falsify or even recreate realities also enhanced the ease and rapidity of producing and spreading deceptive content both online and offline, which are more and more difficult to distinguish from original contents. In a sense, this could as well be good news for traditional professional media. While some were and sometimes still are predicting the end of traditional media and their replacement by millions of individuals producing and commenting news, the role of professional media is again legitimized by their reliability compared with the informative chaos on the social networks. But for this to happen, there are two conditions. First, media must remain reliable. They must be fact-checkers and make sure in particular that the research for the scoop doesn't beat the research for the truth. And second, the public must be aware of the danger of false information and willing to escape from it and not prefer pleasant lies to unpleasant truth. Now, while disinformation campaigns may start on social media platforms, they penetrate offline spaces too, influencing the contents of conventional media. It is therefore becoming increasingly difficult to draw a distinct line between content that is shared on social media and information reported or broadcast by print media, radio, and television. This undiscernible diffusion of social media content into the traditional channels has created problems around transparency and accountability, key features underlining media credibility. In such a dire situation, media and information literacy, both within and outside the fourth estate, has become an urgent compulsion rather than a choice. A literate public is much more empowered to be able to assess information they're exposed to, identify sources they can trust, and make well-informed decisions, participate in debates, and shape policies that affect them. Information manipulation and disinformation erode democratic values, breed mutual suspicion and disaffection, and undermine peace, security, and stability at both national and regional levels. The growing glamorization of anti-democratic forces as superheroes in opposition to democratic values is a sad pointer to the damage information manipulation is causing in West Africa and including in Nigeria. Recognizing the danger posed by disinformation and the need to combat it, the European Union is actively working to promote media literacy, with fact-checking playing a crucial role in these efforts. Within its borders, the EU has adopted far-reaching measures to combat disinformation. And internationally, we are working with partners, including the media and civil society, to protect the integrity of the information matrix, including in Nigeria. As part of a comprehensive response, the EU works to support action that guarantee media freedom and pluralism and ensure that citizens have access to quality news and information they can trust. Cooperation, awareness raising, and support for fact-checking and media literacy initiatives are key aspects of our response to the challenge of disinformation, which is multifaceted. We monitor and analyze disinformation campaigns, particularly those targeting elections or sensitive topics, This is, for instance, one of the features of the electoral support we provide through our SDGN project, the Support to Democratic Governance in Nigeria project. We also promote media literacy initiatives and provide resources for citizens to critically evaluate information. And earlier this year, we facilitated a fact-checking training for members of the Nigerian Guild of Editors in Lagos. We support fact-checkers and researchers working to debunk disinformation and foster collaboration among them. Our previous work with Nigeria's foremost fact-checking platform, Dubawa, is a good example of it. We are also building up critical capacity for fact-checking in the media and to help journalists strengthen their resilience to disinformation, information manipulation, and propaganda. Besides the support we offer locally through our media-focused interventions, we also directly facilitate the participation of Nigerian journalists in trainings on media literacy in Europe. 2 of such trips have taken place this year, including a visit to the war-ravaged Ukraine for first-hand reportage, and I think that some of you had the opportunity to take part in these visits. Furthermore, we are engaging with young people, including university students, to provide direct information on our program. And this is, of course, in addition to what all member states also do on their side. In this regard, we actively cooperate with other institutions, civil society organizations, and online platforms in their effort to counter disinformation and promote media literacy. This includes providing resources, training, and opportunities for collaboration. We have selected members of the diplomatic correspondence of Nigeria for this training for 4 main reasons. First, as field reporters, you are first-line purveyors of public information with a considerable weight of responsibility to your media organizations and the larger society. Second, as diplomatic and foreign affairs correspondents, you stand at the intersecting point between your country and the outside world in terms of how information of foreign origin or foreign orientation are filtered into society. And this is an enormous responsibility, and we must recognize this. Third, you report the activities of the EU and its member states, the most in this country. So you are our closest partners, finally, in Nigeria's media community. And last but not least, with the event that was organized last July at the MFA, during which I had the honor to give a keynote speech, you have proved your strong interest and commitment to fight Fimi. And this is why the EU delegation is glad to have been able to respond positively to your request of a capacity building session on this problematic. So it is my hope that you will find this training useful and that it will add value to your professional portfolio and make you more effective as you discharge your critical responsibility to your society and the world at large. I want also to thank our colleague Sebastian Headquarters, to whom I think now I will hand over. Thank you very much. Have a very productive and fruitful day.
Yes, that my mind went as if he has read the editors, he also should let the knowledge about how Nigeria became the new front line of digital influence in Africa. If I had the right, I don't want to talk about the right and everything. I went all over the internet. Of course, I saw a number of, because Precious is such a unisex name. Women were answering Precious on him. The one. I contacted the editors of this daily square because after Business Day of that article, the following day, Daily Trust published it. So his phone number eventually to call him. He told me he resigns at Daily Group. By the way, we compared the ambassador was supposed of last week. And then, so Sebastian from the Strategic Communications Division of the European External, we will hear from you on perspective from the European External Service on this issue of
Yeah, I'm good. Yes.